Our tea party is ready. Done. And how long did that take? That took maybe like, I don't know, like 30 minutes once we all got started. Hello, everybody. Hi, hi. We're going to be doing stuff a little bit differently today. This music's pissing me off. Do you ever have like... Oh, Perfect. Do you guys ever have like... You'll listen to like a BGM and you're just like, holy shit, this is driving me nuts. After like 10 seconds, yeah, that would be me. Hi, Toxin. Hello. Hi, Toxin. You don't have drywall. Is plaster okay? I mean, I guess. Dampersand. I guess plaster's okay. I am on a diet and I find plaster to be kind of fattening. But, you know, I think for you, I can make an exception. Hi, hipster. Hi. And I have a really bad memory. So if I didn't say hi to Toxin already, hi, Toxin. Hi, hi. So yeah, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently today. We are going to... I'm going to show you guys how I make... overlays, Twitch overlays, in Canva. And the way I do it is not necessarily like, God, my FPS looks like why does it look like I've filmed? Sorry, I'm looking at my stream, like, I'm looking at my stream and it looks like I fucking am filming this through a bottle of Vaseline. I'll need to check my settings because that's kind of gross. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna show you how I make overlays in Canva. We're gonna make 2 overlays. We're gonna make one. I turn that off. Ugh, maybe that'll make me look less crappy. Nope, I'm just crappier in different lighting. Sorry, Canva overlays. So how you make them, we're going to do one in Pro, and then we're going to do one in the free version of Canva. I haven't done this in quite some time, mostly just because I have started, I'll pick one and then use it for like ever. So I haven't done this in about a year, and I was briefly thinking of like, man, should I like refresh myself before I do this and, you know, get more acquainted with what all the controls do and all like the tips and such. And I realized that for people who may not have any experience in this program or working with this website, don't say my streamer looks crappy. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it on like Twitch and I don't know why I look like not super crisp. I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, so we're going to kind of relearn it together because again, if you've never used Canva to do overlays, then you're going to fumble along. You're going to fumble a little bit. And it's good to find a way to fix a problem watching somebody else try to fix the problem themselves. So, hi, Excalibur. Hi. So that's why we're doing it this way. So, again, we're going to be using the Canva Pro, which is a paid feature. When I first got set up with Canva Pro, I think 4 years ago, the original monthly subscription price was $12 or $13 a month. It has since gone up to $20 a month. So, but there's like a no cancellation fees and you can cancel for any time. I know because I did it up until very recently because I wasn't using it. That being said, yeah, it got kind of expensive, but you can pretty much take like once we go over like the ways to do it, you can like take a weekend, maybe not even a weekend, maybe like a day and make a fuck ton of overlays and then not have to use it, like cancel your subscription and not have to use it for like another year. So it's, you know, you have to kind of weigh it over the cost of like buying or commissioning a pre-made overlay versus like being able to make, like, in my case, I think it takes me about 30 minutes to make one that I'm comfortable with. So again, we're going to go over the best ways to do it, at least the ways that work for me. I'm just going to warn you that those ways may not be elegant, they may not be efficient, and there's probably tons of other people who have better ways of doing it. But this is how I do it, and this will hopefully give you like at least some idea of like where to start. So if everyone's ready, let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna pull this up. Don't have the brain power for overlay design. You're so powerful. Damper, I'm not gonna say I'm big dumb, but I don't have a lot of brain power to do actually quite a lot of things. And I get really frustrated with the puzzles in Resident Evil games. I actually kind of flat refuse to play Resident Evil games because of the fucking puzzles and because they piss me off. So, yeah. I'm not going to say this is idiot proof, but it is definitely user friendly. One of the things I want to point out is, let's see if it'll work. Twitch. Oh, these are all my own things. Okay, that's why I was confused. I want to point something out. So we're going to hit create, and we're going to pray that none of my personal information pops up. You're going to see a lot of options here. The one that pops out to me right now is YouTube thumbnail, which is also super useful for if you're doing YouTube videos, uploading YouTube, stuff like that. It kind of gives you the canvas space that you're going to work with anyway, which in this case is 1280 by 720. So you can just click that and know automatically that you're going to have the correct canvas space to work with. We are going to do, see if I can type in Twitch, because it used to be that I could just type in Twitch and it would do this. Okay, cool. So here we have Twitch overlay, Twitch screen, Twitch panel, stream overlay, logo, and emote. Oh, and banner. So, right? Oh no, a puzzle! Millie's weakness, using her fucking brain. You'll notice in the Twitch overlay, the Twitch screen, and the Twitch stream overlay, they are all 1920 by 1080. So it doesn't really matter which one you pick. Just for shits and giggles, we're going to click on this one. And again, we're going to pray. Well, it showed some of my personal information, but it's whatever. When I tested this earlier, it wasn't going to do it. But, you know, sometimes life lies at you. So there, now that's hidden. So, yeah. What's really cool is that you can get templates as well. For example, we're going to see this one here. Anything with a crown is pro plan only. So if you'll see here, this little guy right here, he has a crown. The pink one by my head that has a crown, those are pro. This green frog one over here, there's no crown in the lower right-hand corner. So that one is a free use item. We're going to futz around with this. Actually, no, we're going to make one from scratch. We can use a template. I'll show you. I'll actually pull up a template right here. And then we're going to make one from scratch. I will say Canva does have and has been known to incorporate AI in some of their designs. I don't believe that any of your uploads get fed into AI, but some of their stuff is AI generated. That is just something you can keep in mind. I'm not here to police your thought process on AI. I'm not here to police your use of AI. I'm just here to show you how you can use this tool to save yourself money in the long run. So let's fuck with this template first, and then I'll show you how to build one from scratch, because the elements are essentially kind of the same. Here we have the person's name. In this case, it looks like it's an Avery Davis. What is that? Magic, right? No, thank you. You just double click it to highlight it, and then you type in your own name. Done. Conceivably, you could use this as is. You could just put your name, I don't know if that would be a chat or if that's where you would put your fucking video capture, whatever. You could use this as is. Which is kind of cool, in my opinion. Let's hit animate and see what happens. Yeah, does that loop? Add-on effects, rotate, wiggle. Okay, so you can animate. What I would do to make this easier on yourself, if you're gonna use one of these, if you're gonna use an animated, an animated overlay, is when you share it or export it, you export it as an MP4. And then when you put it in your OBS, you put it as a media, what's it called? Yeah, just as a media source. So for example, which one do I like? Okay, let's do this one. We're gonna use this. And it looks like you can animate on enter, on exit, or you can loop it. And if I start talking too quickly, please tell me to stop or slow down, because I have a habit of talking fast. To make it loop better, actually, let's look at it. So here's the enter, here's the exit. To make it loop better, we're gonna just do it on both. Okay, and are you gonna fuck up or? Okay, I guess it's not gonna do that. Fuck me. You can change the intensity, which I think is just gonna make it slower. What happens if we jack it up? Yeah. So it looks like the intensity is just gonna make the text go across faster. I was gonna kind of hope it would show you when it leaves what it would look like, but whatever. So let's do on enter, and then let's pick a different animation and do that on exit. Let's see what that does. I wonder if there's a way. Okay, preview. Again, I am doing this as I'm relearning as I'm going on with you guys. So let's see if it's gonna. Okay, so it looks like it's only gonna show. It's not gonna do animation on intro and outro. In which case it might be better to have what's a pulse? Let's lower the intensity on that. And we'll take you off. There's the remove. There's ways to remove it. I think it's just, you're gonna fucking be a piece of shit. Clear animations. Okay, there it is. Sorry. There's a remove animation button. That's what you're gonna click to get rid of it. Again, I'm relearning this at the same speed you are. If you want stuff to loop, ugh. Let's flicker. Let's click you, remove you. And let's lower the speed on the flicker. Okay. I'm not really super happy with how these animations look, in terms of just being static animations. So, we're gonna remove them. But yeah, essentially this overlay is done. Yeah, Brandon, I'm saying relearning because I haven't made an overlay in Canva in about a year. Well, I think it's 3 years. So that's why I'm saying relearning, because I didn't refresh myself before starting this stream, because I wanted to show you guys that if you break something, or if you think you've broken something, how to fix it. It's really hard, in my opinion, for people to learn from masters or people who have like naturally been good at something, because they don't know what it's like to struggle. And I want to show you guys what it looks like to struggle here. So, but yeah, this overlay is fine. Like, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. You know what, when we're done, I'm going to use the overlay that we create on this stream for my next stream. So that way, you guys can see how well they work. If I was really smart and really diligent, I would do it like right now. But I am also scared I'm going to break something in OBS and then we're going to be SOL. So, but yeah, here in, that's cool. Oh, it has different like color palettes. That's dope. Shuffle. Cool. But yeah, Canva has a lot of already existing overlays. Yeah. Brandon, I'm the same way. For me, it's that way when it comes to like audio tutorials, because they're like, here, you can really hear it. And I'm like, dude, I can't hear jack shit. But this is, yeah, in fact, and yes, there's a generate button. Again, Canva does use AI. And again, I do not endorse nor demonize use of AI. If it is a tool that you think will help you succeed as a streamer, that is your call. It is not mine. I am just here to show you how this tool works, and how, if you choose to use it in a certain way, that is your call. So let's take a look at some of the other templates that we have here. These are going to be more paid ones, because you're going to see the little tiny crown that pops up when I hover over it. What's this one look like? Replace the current page. Like, here's this one. This one looks like, you know, this one actually is kind of cute. I like that you can, if you were to put like a reactive PNG here, you could do that. Looks like here's one, a similar overlay, reactive PNG, face cam, and just a blank canvas. Since VTubers are becoming more popular, these are now options that didn't previously exist when I was doing it. Cool. What happens if we delete this? Oh, cool. Could be drunk. One of the things that is going to be super helpful to you if you're going to be using one of these tablets is that you can move shit all over the place. Like, you can get a pre-existing tablet and then you can just be like, and then just fuck it up, fam. Just fuck it up the way you want. You picked out a dance for the Off-Kai cosplay contest. Mother of God. Sorry, I meant to say template, not tablet, but template. Yeah, if you use one of these Twitch templates from Canva, you can just fuck it up however you want. So, for instance, if you see something that you like I'm kind of a fan of these weird octopi tentacle looking things, you can like grab them and copy them and like paste them. So, yeah. I know, I love tentacles. I'm sorry. I don't like them just necessarily sexually. I just find them fascinating design concepts and fascinating design elements. But yeah, no, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Obviously. So, feel free to explore Canva. And let's find, there's like, here's a free one. Like, here's a free template you can use. Again, because he doesn't have the little whatchamacallit. Here's another one. Another, you know, and another one. And another one. There's this one. I think I actually used this one at one point when I was just starting out. But what we're going to do is we are going to start making a template from scratch. So we're going to start making an overlay from scratch. So we're going to start all the way from the beginning. We're going to go back to the home. You do not necessarily have to go back to home, but I'm doing this just so we can start fresh. Again, if you see any of my personal information, I'm sorry. So we're going to make a new overlay. Again, we're going to do Twitch because we want to get that correct aspect ratio of 1920 by 1080. Okay. And this is what we're left with. This is what, I'm going to close that. Oh, okay. I guess that makes it whatever. So this is what we have. We have a absolutely blank canvas. Absolutely blank. I am going to make a tea party background because I want to start doing little tea parties for myself. So what we're going to do, and again, if I talk too fast, please someone tell me and I will slow down. A blindingly white canvas. Yes, a blindingly white canvas. So we're going to do tea party. I want to do a tea party. Let's do Victorian garden. Oopsies. Victorian garden. So on your left, you're going to see pretty much all the results that it comes up with. We have videos, photos, graphics, audio. For the purposes of my overlay setup, sorry, I zoned out for a second. For the purposes of my setup, we're going to start with photos. And you're going to see a lot of photos here that come up apparently when you type in Victorian garden. Not exactly what I'm looking for, which is not a bad thing. It just means I have to check my search results. Let's try graphics and see what happens. Okay, perfect. Graphics is already perfect. So let's change it. Okay. No. Elements. I want this. First of all, I want this. This is what I'm going to use for my chat box. This is what I'm going to use for my chat box, and I'm going to show you guys how to, aside from just like making it like bigger and larger via scaling, how to do it, like make it look kind of cool. So we're going to do rose garden. And you can kind of do this any way you want. If you want to do the background first, that's fine. If you want to do the elements first, that's fine too. I'm kind of just going as I please. Here's a rose. Here's some roses. I want to use this, so I really want to make sure that I get the photo that I'm looking for. Okay, we'll use you. So we're going to use this photo. That's going to be my background. Thankfully, you can layer things in Canva kind of the same way, and I hate to say this, the same way you would layer things in like Microsoft Word. So if you right click on it, you have copy, paste, duplicate, delete. I do not know what that means. Layer, component, comment, lock, all that fun shit. We're going to layer it. And we're going to send it back. Cool. So as you can see, we kind of have our tea party background right here. Can I animate, position, edit? Okay, let's see. Let's do an edit, see what edit does. Magic layers, magic edit, image to video, upscale, magic eraser, style match. Let's see what style match does. What does watercolor do? Let's find out. We're gonna see. Hopefully, it doesn't crash. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need a table and some chairs and tea. Okay, that came out way better than I thought it would. I'm pretty sure AI had a hand in this, but again, I'm not here to judge, not here to preach, just here to show. Yeah, this actually looks kind of good. If I remember correctly, let's see, elements. Yeah, okay, so this is a premium background. That is a premium little square. We are going to add a white background to this because otherwise the text is not going to show up very well. So we are going to go and just do, oh, actually I want a gold square. So let's do gold square. Okay. Again, lots of options. What's graphics look like? Perfect. We're going to do with graphics. We are going to do you. Okay. And we're going to shrinky dink you down till you're about there. I'm going to shrink you a little bit. Trust me. Trust the process. You got to trust the process. I know it's scary. Layer. Send backward. Cool. Let's actually, I kind of want him back. Come here. Whatever. So because he's layered funkily, you kind of lose him. So you just move your stuff over. And then you can just kind of click and drag and yeah, perfect right there. Okay. So because he's not quite the size I want, we are going to duplicate him. Same as just, you know, burp. There's now a second one of him. So what you can do is, let's move him backwards too. Put them on kind of the same. Whoops, not that forward. Bring forward. Not to front, just, you know, out of the way. We're going to put you layer. Okay, you're already at the front. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of park him here. And you're going to see guidelines as you're fucking around. You'll probably notice as I'm like dragging these dudes around, you're going to see like a little, like in this case, magenta line. That's just to make sure that everything is centered. And because it doesn't matter how it's layered necessarily, you can just, you know, I mean, once I click off, you're going to lose it, but there's a guideline on the left side of the square that will show that, oh, it was there. Yeah, that'll show that they're even on top of each other. There's no like weird overlay. Give me a second, guys. I have a phone call. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. You really don't expect a fucking doctor's office to call at 7 o'clock on a fucking Thursday. And apparently they decided that they had to. So, yeah. Anyway, we're back. We're back making overlays. I'm all burpy now. So, yeah. Sorry, that does look kind of fucky weird. Okay. In that case, we're gonna actually fix this a little bit. Yeah, that was kind of fucking nuts. So to fix this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it and crop it. So let's flip it. Vertical. I want vertical. Let's go back to vertical. Horizontal. Yeah. We're gonna crop him. So freeform, smart crop, whatever. You gonna fucking... Ugh. I want freeform. Whatever. Again, we're all learning together. So we're just gonna crop him down a little bit so that he doesn't look as whack. And hit done. And it still looks a little iffy. It's not gonna look 100% seamless. Just because of the gradient of this sucker. In fact, I don't like it anymore. We're gonna switch. We're gonna use him. We're gonna use him, and then I'm gonna show you why. So we're gonna boop. And we're gonna duplicate. Because if you look, that center line's just going to be smooth as fuck. That's going to be smooth as butter. So we can just... And you don't have to go into the crop screen to crop it. You'll see that I was just able to do it by clicking and dragging that up. And then we're just going to get rid of that. Bring it up a little bit. Bam. Now it's 100% seamless. When you're grouping things, it's kind of hard. When you're clicking and drawing to group things, it's, again, like the same way. I don't know if you guys ever took like a weird computers class in high school like I did, where you got to fuck around with PowerPoint a lot. But the rules are essentially kind of the same. So we're just, for the ease of grouping, I'm just moving the background off to the side. But we're just gonna... Oh, wait, actually, I don't want to group yet. You're right. You guys are so fucking right. Layer. Send backward. Layer. Send backward. Okay, cool. That's done. So now, I like the proportions. I like all this. I'm going to click and drag to layer. That's right. And we're going to, say it with me all, layer these nuts. No, we're just going to group them. We're going to group these nuts. So now, when I resize it, it's all one solid thing. And it's gorgeous. Okay, so we're going to put that there. Because he's in the front, it's going to make him much easier to move around as opposed to everything here. If I tried to group it together, it would have selected the background. So we're just going to group that there. Yay, now it's all pretty and together. Where was I? So another thing that you can do, and another thing that's good with Canva, is you can upload your own stuff to be used. In this case, I'm going to upload my model. Here's both versions, the long-haired and the short-haired. We're just going to crop out that short-haired one. It's not going to crop all the way because of, that one fucking leaf, but whatever. And the reason I'm putting this in here, God, it looks like trash. Oh, I don't like that. I'm sorry. I'm like really picky about how I look. Weird, I know. Here, we'll put that one there. So we're going to crop this. And this is pretty much so I can see how my model is going to look on like what space I have available for my model and how it's going to sit in relation to the chat box. So we're just going to move him up because I like to have my chat up there. So yes, this essentially is a completed just chatting layout. It's done. It doesn't need anything. You'll see people that will put places for their subs, their donos, their follows, all that stuff. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second, but essentially this is all you need. You need a chat box, you need a background. Done. Dunion rings. I'm actually supremely happy with this background as it is because I'm going to call it something Tea Party BG. Okay. So yeah, I'm completely happy with this. This is extremely functional. This is something I could use. In fact, let's delete this. Go away. And I'm going to just change cameras for just a moment to make sure that this doesn't accidentally, or I'm going to hide this real quick to make sure it doesn't accidentally dox me fully again. And we're going to share. We are going to download, yes, as a PNG. It's only one thing. We do not need to use a transparent background. So we're going to just download this. I know, I'm learning. Isn't that whack? I'm fucking learning. Cool. So it's an image because I didn't make it. I'm going to call it Tea Party BG. BG. I know I said I wasn't going to fuck with this when I was live, but guess what we're going to do? We're going to fuck with it while live. Okay. And so I know kind of approximately where I am. Alt tab. Okay. Now we can't see chat because chat's hidden because of how the layering is. But this is done. This is done. This is appropriate. Let me turn my pretty chat on and pray that that doesn't go horribly wrong. And we're going to move you. We're actually going to move this thing down. We're going to fuck with shit. We're going to do it live. We're going to put it right here. So yeah, like, there's chat. There's chat, and there's the new fucking thing that we just made. Why is it weird? Oh, whoops. Oh, I accidentally put my Tea Party background in my chat folder. I don't want that. Get out of there. Get out of there. Okay, that's why it was looking funky. But yeah, no. There it is. That's done. That's fucking done. Right there. And that took what? That took like maybe 20 minutes for us to have a new background and a new overlay. Yeah, it's that. This is why I have a hard time justifying canceling my Canva subscription. Because A, it took me 10 minutes. B, this is one overlay for $20 for 10 minutes. You couldn't really like commission somebody to do an overlay for $20 and have it done in the same day. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, no, I just wanted to show you guys how stupidly easy it is. So I'm going to move myself back. I know my camera's like really fucky because I'll never get this whole camera placement thing right. I hope you guys know that. So let's hide that. Let's hide this. And let's go back to YouTube. Or YouTube. Go back to Canva. I'm going to make myself small again. And put myself on top of my chair. Okay. So the reason I am where I am is because there's, again, sensitive information that I tried to I tried to block out with my own body, but accidentally ended up showing it anyway. So we are going to, I'm going to show you something fantastic called the Add Page button. Actually, I lied. We're going to delete it. What is it? Whatever. Dun, da, da, da. Little trash can. Called the duplicate page option. Where's my whole duplicate page? I had it. Fine, duplicate. Whatever. Fucking thing. There was a way you could... Oh, is it down here? Add page. Yeah, add page. Is it duplicate? Fuck you. Oh, it's up here. Duh. See, this is why I didn't like go through this with ahead of time. This is why we're learning it all again. Learning it all now, IRL. So, we're going to click duplicate page. Bam. So, we have a new page. Since we're having a tea party, we need some tables and chairs. So let's do garden table. We want graphics because those are going to translate better. I guess we'll do Victorian garden again because that pulled up what I liked. Helps if I can spell it correctly, but I think Canva's just going to be able to figure it out. Okay. Table. Ooh, I like this. Okay, so I like this chair. I know it looks kind of whack. Ooh, actually, I take that back. I like this chair. No, yeah, I have Pro, dumbass. Okay, I like this chair. I like that this chair is here. We're going to use this for our just chatting chair. So he's just going to go down there. And we need a table. And if you can't find a table here, this will work. Bam. So I know what you guys are thinking. Millie, how are you going to layer yourself under these items? I'm going to tell you. God, this camera is pissing me off. Okay. There. Now, hopefully won't lose tracking depending on how much I move around. Millie, how are you going to layer yourself in VTube Studio between these two items? I'm going to tell you. And it's stupid. And this is probably where it's going to fall to pieces and stop being elegant and efficient. Because now this is when I just get dirty and messy and it's not cool. So just be aware, again, that there's other streamers and other creators who have probably done a way better job with this than I have. So we're just going to get dirty. We're going to get dirty. Hold on a second. I want to check something. Okay. I know there's a better way to do it. I'm actually going to show you both ways to do it. So we're going to Control C to copy, add page, paste that. When you go to share something, again, you might see information that you aren't meant to see. But when you go to share here, you're going to see the option for transparent PNG exportation. That's only if you are using Pro. If you're not using Pro, get ready for the best way to do this. Let's see if it's going to let me do it. Okay. Yeah. You ready for the best way to do this? It's called the fucking chroma key. The easiest way to do this, the cheapest way to do this is to, I know it, use the chroma key. I don't remember, I think it's this one. Yeah, that's like the default like chroma whatever for bright green. What you do is you export this, you put it into OBS, you put the chroma key filter on it, bam, done. That way you can also move it around in OBS however you want. If you want to like put it here, put it here, put it here. You don't have to like go into Canva and like fucking re-export it in every fucking position. You can just chroma key it. Yeah. And that's what we're gonna do. Once we're done, we're gonna do the whole Tea Party layout with the chroma keying of these items. So we're gonna just duplicate the page because we like the color. Delete that little element. Take our table buddy, copy, paste, done. There's the fucking table. There's the table. So I'm gonna hide this again while I do it. We're gonna download. When you're downloading, when you have more than one page, you're gonna wanna download each page individually if you're downloading it as a PNG. If you try to download it as a MP4, you're just gonna get a slideshow of all your shit. So you're just gonna do I'm gonna just export pages 3 and 4 real quick. Take select all off. Let's do page 3. Done. Download. And then we're gonna go back to the download page. We're gonna do page 4. Download. Cool. So both of those are downloading, and we'll set up our Tea Party here in a second. I use this. I always keep one like overlay, like mock-up for what I want for when I'm putting like shit on here. So if I'm like, man, how's this supposed to fucking look? That's how it's supposed to fucking look. Okay. I know there's studio mode, but I want to just show you guys this in real time too, because I feel like this is like useful. So they're images, so we don't really need, they're static PNGs, so we don't need it. So let's do table, browse. Oh God, are you the table? No. Yeah, you're a table. No, you're a table. I forgot what a table was, honestly. So we're gonna do table. There he is. We're just gonna put him here. And then we're gonna do another one. Oops, cancel. Wrong source. Chairs. Okay. My nose itches. Okay. Open. All right, so there's our 2 elements. Let's put everything together, shall we? Let's go with the Tea Party background. We're gonna put our table here. You probably can't see this, but filters are going on. If you need me to show you how to put on filters in OBS, that would have to be a absolutely separate video, because I would have to show you guys a lot of other stuff. And probably a lot of personal shit that I, quite frankly, don't want to show you yet. Okay, so there's our table. Whoopsies. Drove away. And let's get our chair. And you're going to kind of layer these things the same way that you would layer them, again, in OBS, when it comes time for us to do all the layering. So let's filter, chroma key, close. Okay, so we want the chair behind the table. I said chair behind the table. Thank you. And VTS is going to be, I don't know. I guess maybe I didn't like name things correctly. Let me move my OBS real quick. I know I turned into a table. Yet. Look, okay, I'm excruciatingly shy. I'm excruciatingly shy, and not saying you guys are weirdos, but this space is full of whack jobs. So yeah, this is our garden party setup. I actually want to make the table a little bit smaller because it's kind of a big table. There we go. So yeah, this is our garden party. And let's go to items. Aw, nuts. So if you're going to do items on these things, I was like, oh, you could just put them in VTube Studio. You can't. You'd have to like make them items in, it's on my hair. Make them items in OBS. If you wanted to have items that you could put on on the table without necessarily like downloading 100 pictures of tables. Speaking of which, image, do I have anything that's like pre-existing that I don't have to like do weird shit with? No. I am 90% sure. So I didn't give a lot of stuff names. So I don't trust any of the like, oh, what's this? Here, let's put the beanbag on. I at least know that's properly named. So yeah, if you wanted to like put something on, you would have to like put it on in OBS. Yeah, there's a lot of freaks on the internet. And a lot of people with well-meaning intentions, but you know what you say, or you know what people say about the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So yeah. So this is our tea party. Like, I think there's actually a hat. Yeah, there we go. I'm pretty sure this one is like one I have to, see? There. Our tea party is ready. Done. And how long did that take? That took maybe like, I don't know, like 30 minutes once we all got started. So again, you're going to have a really hard time finding anybody who can get you an overlay in 30 minutes for $20. And if they can, they're probably using this. So yeah, that is essentially the quick and dirty way of doing Canva to make an overlay. Again, we used all of the premium features. So we're going to make an overlay that does not have premium features. Oops, wrong button. So just kind of bear with me. I might have to log out for that to fully show off, because I feel like even being logged in with a paid account is going to like still get me the like some of the features that may not be available like for free. So yeah. Does anyone have any questions so far? About like kind of the process. Oh, I didn't go over if you want to add like stuff for like followers, donos, and oh my God, raids. Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, that's stuff that's absolutely necessary. So if you want to have a spot for people to, sorry, this needs to move back to where it was. If you want to have a spot like dedicated for like when people like are following or rating or donating bits or stuff like that, if you want to have a spot dedicated for that, it's going to kind of operate very similarly to how we did our table and chair setup. In my opinion, you can build it in as part of the background. But sometimes it's easier to just do this chroma key thing so that you can move it freely in OBS without having to re-download it as a item from Canva. So for those of you who don't know, when I'm talking about where you're going to put like your follows, your raids, your donos, your what have yous, your subscribers. Those are all things that you have to set up in Stream Elements for them to like work. This doesn't talk to stream elements. It doesn't do any of that for stream elements. You kind of have to fiddle with it. Oh, my neck. I want to crack my neck so bad, but I slept on it funny. Sorry, you have to fiddle with it with stream elements. I'm going to show you before we go on to an example. So I want to do this one. I'm actually really proud of this one. I made this one for a friend, and it has like an animation for her chat. I was so proud of this, y'all. But you'll see that there's a place for follows, for subs, and for donos. Those corresponded to how her overlay was set up in Stream Elements. So she had the widget in Stream Elements that would show the follow, that would show the sub, that would show the dono, and it would just layer over this. So, yeah, I was really proud of this because of how I was able to get the swirl in between the mouths. So, yeah. So let's go back. Let's go back to our tea party. And it's going to be kind of the same way that we made our chat box, which is what I would recommend. Is you would just pick a square. So in this case, we're just going to do like a gold square again. Photos work best if you want to do something flat, as you noticed. We're gonna do him. It's just gonna be really boring because these aren't elements that I'm going to use, so I'm not as like inclined to make them super fancy. But let's put that there. And then duplicate here, duplicate. Okay. So this is where our follow, dono, and subs are gonna go. And what you're going to do is you are going to add text. So there's a lot of fonts here. It's super cool. It doesn't really matter how you set your fonts up. There's different types of fonts. As you can see, I have Western, Calligraphy, Neon, Gym, and Wedding. These are ones that I was using previously when I was doing different overlays. Let's do Calligraphy since, again, it's kind of a fancy garden party. We want it to be easy to read. So let's just see all. So we have a whole bunch of fonts available here. Most of them look to not be paid. Like only a couple seem to have these little crowns. So we're gonna just do that one. Yeah, and we're just gonna park him right here. You can change your font size by either clicking plus or minus over here. Personally, I just like to type it in. Let's go with 45. Okay. And now he's there. So we're just gonna follow. And we're just gonna duplicate again. Let me see if I can. Yeah, if you click on it as it is without having like the text highlighted, you can duplicate, lock, comment, unless I guess if you're collabing, but whatever. But we're just going to duplicate and we're going to just drag him down. Again, you're going to see the guidelines. And dono. Done. That's where you can park those guys. That's where they can be. I would recommend personally grouping them. And again, the best way to do that, remember, is to move the background out of the way. So that way you can select all those dudes, group them, put the background back if you want, and then you can just move them wherever you want. Like they can literally be like my friends for dinner or whatever. You can just copy and duplicate for the green screen and paste. Again, I recommend pasting them as a separate item because that way you can then move them around. There's a sweet, my hair changed. That way you can move them around in OBS without having to like move it here and export it, move it here and export it. Yeah, it's just easier to move it in OBS than it is to export it in different locations. Yeah. So that's, we just made an overlay. So, and we all got to see how it looked when I showed you guys it just a while ago. Something I want to show you also how to do is you can animate you can animate text, obviously. You can animate anything you want here. For backgrounds, it's probably best not to have it animated. But like for this dude, we can animate it. You're going to see effects, animate, position, but we're going to just click animate and bam. I like to kind of just make everything the same. So where'd the bounce go? No, you fucked up. I want burst. So yeah, I like everything the same when it comes to my animations because it makes it less busy for people and it makes it easier. It draws it more to the eye. So yeah, that is essentially it. If I was to preview this as an MP4, these are just going to pop up in a second. How long is this? It's 25 seconds. Yeah. So you'll see how those pop up and then you just loop it in OBS. Whoopsies. Can I just like preview one of them or do I have to preview the whole fucking thing? Whatever. I guess I have to preview the whole fucking thing. But like if you were to, what if I just copy? Paste, because it should possibly paste it with the animation. Oh, doesn't look like it'll paste it with the animation. Oh, okay, I guess it does. So that way, what was I saying? Maybe preview my feet. Ha. Oh, maybe we'll show feet. Probably not. This is a tutorial. Get your fucking heads out of the gutter. But yeah, you can animate text and whatnot. One more thing I want to show you that I want to throw up onto here is in my uploads. And there, now it's complete. There, that's my chat. You can animate different objects. It's not going to look as good in my opinion. Fade. I feel like fade would probably look better. Again, you're probably going to want to go with something kind of subtle if it's going to be like playing like on repeat for a while. You know what I mean? If it's going to be looping for a 2-hour video, you don't want to make it like so distracting that your chat and that your viewers are just busy looking at it and not looking at you. Hi laughing, you silly goose. But yeah, this is essentially how you do this. Canva's really good because you can make a bunch of shit, a bunch of like random shit. You can make your own fucking starting soon screen here if you want. I personally use CapCut for my starting soon screen. It's different. I have more control over it and more control over like how the different elements pop up. So yeah, this is the premium background that we made in Canva in less time than it would take me to find somebody on VGen and wait for them to accept it, so on and so forth. We're going to do another background, another overlay, and we are going to do all free stuff. We're going to do all free all that stuff. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you real quick is, I think it's this one. I have them labeled funny. How you can make your own schedules in Canva. I also made shitty memes, apparently, at some point. Wow, I forgot I made this. If you were a dart tag, you'd be small penis. Yeah, this is also, like, where I made memes way back when. Okay, some of these are fucking fire. Night Toxin, have a good night. Where did I come up with these? Bro, I don't remember half of these fucking things that I made. Just men and women. What? Every day is a hell of my own making. Yeah, this is where I was fucking around, apparently, with a lot of stuff. Here's some old overlays that I had made. I think this is a fucking... Oh yeah, this was me, like, fucking around with, like, different layouts. Yeah, we're having, like, a Millie Moth remembrance arc when I was a fucking purple moth. God, I fucking love this. Where did I fucking... What? Guys, this is nuts. Be soul male. Oh my god. Can't believe these. Oh my god. This is a website. Sorry. Canva is a website. It has a paid version, which is premium, which is what we just made that garden party overlay, and then it has a free version, which is what we're gonna make the next overlay out of. Wow, that was a fucking blast from the past. Where is... Maybe it's these. These probably don't have cursed memes in them. But these are when I used to make my own schedules. And these were all made in Canva. So if someone's like, I'll charge you $45 to make a schedule, just fucking get Canva, because for 20 bucks you can like make your own fucking schedules. You know what I mean? Like, it's not I hate to break it to you guys, it's not fucking hard. It's like time consuming, yes, but again, once you get used, like once you know what you're kind of doing and you have an idea of what you're looking at, it's not like it's not rocket science. And if you want, we can go over another, I missed that. I kind of missed my fucking Millie, my purple mothness. At another time, we'll go over how to make, schedules. And, we'll go over that and I can show you guys how to do it. Again, it's like, it's easy. It's real easy. But this is overlay time. We're making overlays in Canva. We're not getting distracted by all the other cool shit you can do. So we're going to make a free Canva thing. And sorry, this one says cuck shed and I got really distracted. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I was going to make a fucking overlay called the cuck shed. And I had like, I'm pretty sure I had like a piece of art that I was going to use for it. I don't know where it went. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know where the cuck shed art went, but like, wow, what a fucking... Now I'm just going through my fucking shit. So maybe the cuck shed will make a comeback. I have doubts, but yeah, let's make a free whatchamacallit. I'm gonna quick hide this real quick. I'm gonna try to log out and see if that... We're just gonna... I just want to do it as is. Like, I just want to log in raw dogging it. Okay, we'll just do this one. We'll just make a new account with one of my other fucking hundreds of emails. Skip for now. Yep, we're not doing Canva Pro. Guess I used this one at one point. Okay, so praying to God. Again, this doesn't dox me. We are going to do a new Twitch layout. And this one, this account doesn't have Pro, so we should only be able to use like the free shit. So let's do the same thing. Let's do a garden party, but we're gonna use only free assets. So we're just gonna call it flower garden. Doesn't really matter. We don't want the templates, dipshit. We want the designs. So flower garden. Flower garden background. We want something that's not, let's use photos. We want something that's not paid. So let's find something that's not paid. Here we go. Those look upside down as fuck. I'm not really sure I like them. And like, not to be like even worse of a human being than I already am, but you can also download pictures on Google. Like, you know what I mean? You can just, if you don't see anything you like in their free, you know, bunch of shit, you can just like fucking Google a flower garden and just copy and paste that up in here. Let's do, this is fine. Whatever. This will be fine. Move. Oh, I want it to be a PNG. I don't want it to be a video. Sorry, the fact that it's a video is ticking me off. Let's go home. Create Twitch Twitch overlay. Okay, yeah, for some reason that like other one turned it into a video, which is not ideal for our purposes. You can use it as a video. I just prefer to use static PNGs. Again, my preference, not the gold standard. Let's see. Edit. I really liked the style match. I thought that was kind of nice. So let's just do watercolor. Again, it's probably feeding it through some AI, but just gonna let it do that. Yep, it fed it through an AI. It looks adorable. So we're doing that. We got that. We're gonna kind of speed run through this one just because you guys kind of get the point. But I'm just showing you what can be done with the free stuff. So let's do gold frame. Let's find out what we can get for free. Let's go graphics. Okay, let's use you. I'm gonna show you another trick. So as you can see, I've like grabbed a corner piece, and what we're gonna do is the same thing that we kind of did last time. CV, except we're gonna start flipping shit. So we're gonna flip it horizontal, and then we're gonna paste it again. We're gonna flip it vertical. I'm gonna move this because he's pissing me off. Get out of here. This will give you a better idea of what I'm doing right now. And then Control C, Control V, and then we just flip him horizontal again. So, Merry Christmas. We've made a frame. Merry Christmas, we've made a frame. We've used only the free options. We've made a frame. Gold box rounded, maybe? I want one that has kind of rounded edges. These are all paid. This one would be perfect, but that one's a paid only. So we're just gonna wait until, okay, here we go. You'll work. Ah, no, don't group them yet. I just want a gold box, actually. I'm like kind of, sorry, I get really fucking picky on things. Delete you. Let's just do gold box. Gold square. Let's do photos. Photos will probably get us into slightly better options. Okay. We'll just do you. Try to remember that this is where your chat is going to go, so it doesn't really have to be like 100% perfect. This is the same one I think we ran into issues with last time. Sorry, I click when I think. You might be okay. Yeah, you'll be fine. We'll just crop you. So we're just going to crop it so that it matches kind of closely what we're closer to what we're doing. Again, you guys, it's not going to be perfect, but you guys are going to get kind of the basic idea. I really like this like frame, but I'm not sure I like the background of it. So let's just do a white. Off white background. Something free. Dun. And again, you can like rotate this stuff too. I think what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna be so hung up on this fucking like box that it's just gonna like, okay, that works. It's just gonna bother me. Okay, I really like these frames, and if it was something else, I would just like kind of plant them up in the corner as like a minimalistic overlay, because that would look really cool. But we're gonna trash those for now. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm speeding through this. But gold plate. Let's just do that. Okie dokie. Yeah, we'll do you. We don't really have to flip him because we can just make him like whatever size we want. So we'll just put you there. Hi, Show. I haven't seen you in forever. How's it going? Let's do black scroll. Frames, graphics. I want it to be free. Sorry, I'm trying to find it in terms of being free, and it just comes like, it requires a little bit of like, perfect. It kind of requires a little bit of like looking, you know what I mean? A little bit of creativity. And that's good. Minimize you. Done. Another chat box complete. Okay. And we're just going to copy these because you can copy and paste. It's not like, again, rocket science. So we're just going to Control C. Nope. Control C. Control V. Done. Okay. Go back. Oops. I'm actually going to, can you move? Move. We're going to group this real quick because I'm happy with it. So we're going to make our follows and our thingies. So there's our follow, and And there's our dono. Move them up. And there's our raid. So put you back. And let's get table, garden, table. I don't know if I actually, because this is a different account that doesn't have the free stuff or doesn't have the paid stuff. I can't tell. Okay, it looks like there is stuff I've uploaded. Yeah, it looks like you can use stuff that you've uploaded and you don't necessarily need to have a paid account. So I think I pissed it off. Garden table. There we go. Graphics. I find that graphics work better for VTuber overlays because we're already dealing with a live 2D medium. Show, didn't you... I feel like you mentioned this to me at one point, but weren't you away for, like, a reason? Not, like, a bad reason, but I think you were, like, otherwise engaged somewhere else. I feel like you had, like, traveled or something, and that's why you were not as prevalent in the VTuber community as you used to have been. Yep, you got deployed. Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't want to say deployed, because if you hadn't been deployed, or, you know, I didn't want to be the person to be like, hey, weren't you in the military? I just wanted to make sure that you were the one to spill those beans, not me. Let's get a cool chair. Remember, we're getting a cool freed chair. Perfect. Nailed it. So yeah, here's our chair now. Let's layer it. Send backward. Done. I didn't mean for this to look as shitty. Like, I didn't mean to use the plastic garden. Oh, actually, I lied. I think the plastic garden chair has charm, but I think this is closer for the lesson that I'm trying to teach. For that, you don't need to have, like, the fancy account to be able to, like, work. You know what I mean? That's a huge goddamn chair. We don't need to do that. We just need to fucking make it smaller. This chair's too damn big. So, yeah. That's what I wanted to show you. Is that, yeah, you can make an overlay in Canva for free. Like, my phone's dead. Sorry, I zoned out for like an instant. I don't know what I'm looking at. Half it. There's like something having a fucking meltdown over here. Yeah, you can make a Canva background for free. Let's add a page. Let's do that thing where we make different layers. And copy. Paste. Duplicate. Duplicate page is actually going to be like your best friend, because then you can just, again, look at how you have the layout set up and then just go from there. Okie dokie. We're just going to delete those. And I'm going to hide this while I download. So hold on just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Download. Turn that off. Page 1. Done. And then the only problem with this is that you, like, if you do it my way, you have to download like a bunch of like different things, which can be kind of like a lot of data. But honestly, again, I'm kind of very much pro Canva, so I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't mind having 4,000 fucking PNGs of bullshit. You're open about being in the military? Cool. I wasn't sure because I haven't seen you in a while, so I was like, man, if they're not cool with like being in me telling people about the military, then I probably shouldn't say anything. Okay. So, I think it's you? Yeah. Open. Okay, we're gonna move myself over here. Rotate myself for some reason. Burp. And Media, image. Again, chroma key. Okay, so that was super fun. But we're back. And we're almost done with this. Close. So, we back. We're gonna move the table a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. I guess I need a chair to sit on, don't I? Media. And I'm pretty sure downloads. Is that? Oh no, did I just lose my downloads? Real fucking pissed. Cool, there it is. Okay, so let's go. I think maybe I selected the wrong thing in OBS. Image. Okay. Twitch is gonna be real fucking mad. They're gonna be like, you streamed for 14 seconds and saw like no one, or you know, had like a whatever number of viewers for 14 seconds. I'm gonna be like, yes, I know, Twitch. It's because fucking vtuber Studio or OBS crashed. All right, we're gonna put that here. And I know you can't see it, but I am sitting on a chair. It's behind me. It's back there. So yeah, let's move. Done. I think you're down here. There you are. Sorry, guys. We're just gonna go up here and turn you back on. All right, so I don't know why there's a beanbag down here. Why is there a fucking beanbag? Okay, so yeah, OBS doing its own thing. But yeah, no. See, there's essentially a fucking first, you goose. Hi, Ultra Squid. I haven't seen you in a while either. But yeah, no, essentially, here's a fucking free overlay. Here's a free fucking garden party overlay I made in 15 minutes. Free. Overlay. 15 minutes. Fuck. So, yeah, no. God, I forgot how long we were going for. But yeah, so this is what I wanted to show people, is that you can make your own stuff in Canva for free or paid without having to necessarily pay other people. I think if there's interest, I will show you guys how to make your own like streaming schedules for Twitter, and how to make YouTube thumbnails too at some point. But yeah, this is essentially it.